And I've been talking this whole time and my mic was muted. So hello again. I'm Debbie and this is BookAndBuJo, where I mainly talk about books and bullet journals, sometimes some stationery thrown in there too. And I am the camp counselor for the Turquoise cabin. And if you're not sure what Camp SeasonAthon is, I have the links all in the description box below in case you want to check it out. I have the links to all of our announcement videos for Kimberly from the Whimsical Narratives, who is the counselor for the Purple Cabin, and for CompletelyMelanie. And Melanie is the leader and the host for this SeasonAthon challenge, and she is the pink counselor, or the counselor for the pink cabin. And I am super excited to get started, and I would love to find out what cabins you guys are in. Hey, Shani, how's it going? Nice to have you here. And a little known fact about me is I actually was a camp counselor. I was a counselor for one summer and decided that was not for me. I don't do kids. But I did work and live at camps on and off for over 20 years. My parents were the cooks at a camp when I was 5 and 6, and we were in California, and it was at El Camino Pines. So shout out to Fraser Park if anyone's ever been to that area. Yay, Turquoise Cabin. So I do have to say, Turquoise Cabin represented this morning at Kimberly's Sprints on the Whimsical Narrative channel. There was quite a few of us there, so that was really nice. Be kind of fun to have some purple and pink cabin people here as well, because the goal is to read books, right? Oh, yay, you are on their channel too. That's awesome. And then the list of all of the different sprints are also in the description box. I believe, let me look, see, the 7th, I think, is Melanie's. And then the 15th, I have sprints again. And the 22nd is back on Kimberly's channel. So what we'll probably do is sprint for 30, be off for 5 or 10, sprint for 30, off for 5 or 10. And we'll probably do 5 of those sprints because that worked really well this morning. And hopefully it'll work well for this afternoon as well. All right, let's see. I have my timer here. See if I can get this to work. I feel like I'm a bit rusty. You listened to some during work this morning. Nice. Okay, so let's come over here to focus. And let's go ahead and start for 30 minutes. And as people start joining and logging in, and then we'll take another little chat break and then go for another 30. Oh, yes, I did notice that. So instead of putting it Eastern time, it ended up putting it in Pacific time because I'm Pacific. So yeah, so I hope I updated that, and I will fix the one for the 15th as well. The one for the 15th will be at 12 o'clock p.m. Pacific or 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Yay, Brandy's in the purple cabin. Awesome. Hello. Yeah, so it was supposed to be, 4 o'clock Eastern, but which is 1 o'clock here. Nope, not late. Yay, pink cabin. Nice. We got a little bit of everybody. I love that. Hello, Lauren. All right. And for those of you who just jumped in, we'll do 5 30-minute sprints with some breaks in between. So we should be done by 4 or 5, somewhere between 4 or 5 Pacific. Time zones are confusing to me. So a little known fact about Arizona, we do not change time ever. We are always at the same time. And we just have to remember where everybody else is in the mix of that. All right, so let's go ahead and do a first 30-minute sprint, and then we'll start chatting again. And I can tell you a little bit more about my time living at camps. All right, let's get started. All right, we're back. Figure out how to turn this sound back off. I didn't realize there was sound on it. Oh, there we go. There we go. Hopefully the sound wasn't too much for anybody. Not too loud. I forgot to ask what everybody was reading as well. So we have hello. Hi, Shannon sent me. Well, thank you, Shannon. It's nice to have you here. Subscribed as well. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hi from the Pink Cabin. Happy reading, everyone. Starting my second book, Island by Mo Hader. Animal on the cover prompt. Nice. Hey, Angela. Shani. Hello, Jody. It's nice to see you. Haven't gotten your cabin yet. Melanie, I think, just got off her cruise today, so she should be sorting everybody as she has time. So we'll see. Let's see. Jody, it looks like you might be in the pink cabin, which is Melanie's cabin, at least according to the spreadsheet. Got 3% of percent read, made it to 17%. Nice. You're reading Words of Radiance. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I'm making my mom read the Cosmere. And so she's read the first and second era of Mistborn, and she's read Elantris and then Arcanum Unbounded, except for the ones that are spoilers for the Stormlight Archives. And right now she's on The Way of Kings. I read The Worm and His Kings by Haley Piper for a short book, and The Pig Island this afternoon via audio. Interesting. Nice, yeah. I am currently reading two different books. One of them I made it 12% of the way through, so I made it through another chapter and a half, and this one's Scales and Sensibility by Stephanie Burgess. It's so cute. It's just making me chuckle. And then the other one I'm reading is The Dragonbone Chair by Tad Williams. I'm kind of going back and forth between the two. This one I am doing audio and physical at the same time. And I found that Tad Williams has a site on, or has a channel on YouTube, and posted videos of him reading each chapter of The Dragonbone Chair. So each video is a chapter in the book, which is so cool. And then he talks about like some of his thoughts about the characters and how he came up with some stuff, like even to like colors and different things like that. It's been really interesting. Yeah. Well, you're welcome, Jody. Yeah, it's a big book. So it looks like huge, but if you look at the font is like really huge. I feel like it could have been 100 pages less if it had been more of a normal size font. But I'm not going to complain. 55% of the way through. Nice. Very cool. Yeah. So hopefully everybody's sprinting went well. And oh, you know, I'm reading Blood and Steel. Oh, that was Steel. Enjoyed it. Yeah. So a little bit more about camping. So earlier I said that I was a camp counselor for one summer and 1 week. There was a week later on that I had to fill in for even smaller kids. And that was, that was too much, but yeah. So when I was 5, my parents were the cooks at a camp in El Camino Pines, or in Fraser Park, and it was El Camino Pines was the camp. And then when I was 15, so 10 years later, we had already moved to Arizona, and we moved up here to Prescott, which is where I am. And my parents, again, were the cooks and caretakers of Camp Aloma. And they were there probably about 30 years or so. And I came up the summer before we moved, and I was a counselor for that summer. So I was 15 being a camp counselor, which, yeah, that's young. We wouldn't have done that. But my parents had junior counselors, and they were that age. And the counselors all needed to be college age. So it was a little weird. But it was a fun experience, and I loved being at camps. So I've been a camp counselor. I've been a program director. So I dealt with all of the programming every summer and even throughout the year, because we were a year-round camp. So we would have people come up on the weekends. And then I also was a director of outreach, which was, a fancy title for saying I went out and did fundraising for the camp. And my parents ended up becoming the directors of the camp. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. And it was fun. I got to train the camp counselors to be counselors and get to know our programs and all that kind of stuff. And it was a lot of fun. So I kind of miss it sometimes, but but not necessarily. I'm glad I did it when I was doing it, but I'm glad to have it as wonderful memories now. Have any of you guys been to summer camps? Did you go as a kid when you were in like junior high or anything like that? I went to Camp Loma, which is here, but I also went to Mingus Mountain, which is in Mingus Mountain, Arizona. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. Trying to think what else interesting is going on. So yeah, our water heater went out last week, and so we've been a week without a water heater. That's been fun. It hasn't been too bad. It was just trying to wash your hair and all of that, and like the sink is always fun. Trying to heat up water, make sure it's not too hot, not too cold. It's been fun, but we've been taking the time to rearrange our, I guess, electrical room, laundry room. It's laundry room that also has like the gas and electric and like all of that kind of stuff in it. So it was kind of a small space, so it was really awkward the way it was set up. And so now we're kind of rearranging things, so it's taking even longer to get everything fixed. Yeah, so it'll be fun. So yeah, 5th grade camp. It was fun. Camp Green Meadows. Ooh, nice. I went to Camp Wapamier here in Nova Scotia almost every summer. Miss those days. Yeah, it's so fun. I think summer camp is just so much fun. Although some like movies that are out, sorry, you could probably hear my husband drilling stuff for the laundry room. Hopefully that's not too loud. Yeah. No, I don't remember what I was saying, but that's okay. Summer camp, yeah. So, the movies. Yes, movies about summer camp. Has anyone ever actually experienced a camp like they are in the movies? I have never. Yeah. All right. Again, so we get doing 30 minutes on, and then a quick little break, and then 30 minutes on, quick little break. Just for anybody who's new coming in. Looks like we have a few new people joining. So welcome again, Camp SeasonAthon. I have all the links in the description box below in case you would like to sign up if you haven't already, and Melanie will get you sorted into a cabin. We have the pink, the purple, and the turquoise cabin. So turquoise cabin here. And then I also have links to, or the dates for all of the sprints and the submission form and all of that kind of stuff. So once you've read a book or when the sprints are over, you can put that in there as well for the submission form, because this counts as a prompt and you get a point for joining the sprint. I am trying to figure out, somebody did ask the question in the Discord if they can go to all of the sprints and submit each one of them for a point each, and I'm not sure about that one. I'm going to let Melanie make the call on that one, so we'll find out what she says. But if you can, that would be awesome. And either way, it's still fun. All right, so let's see if I can get this to work again. Let me see. All right, there we go. I thought it was a good idea. Yes, I agree. I think it's a good idea too, because it gives love to everybody on the sprints and gets you more reading time. And yeah, so hopefully she says yes. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with, and let me know if that, I don't know if you could hear the fire and kind of wind sound that was going on. If that was too loud, let me know and I'll see if I can figure out how to get rid of that. So here we go. Let's go ahead and go for our second 30-minute sprint. Hi, how did everybody do? I think I got about 7% through my book and another 7%, so I'm up to 19 now. And hi, Kristen, just got home from church and lunch with friends. Nice. I may switch to the big guy for the next sprint and see how it goes. Let's see, I'm still trying to figure out this timer app and the sound that's on it. Not sure how to turn that off. When it stops, the sound keeps going. It's kind of weird. See, I'm working on my writing today. Just wrote 189 words for a new scene, but I will read later today. I plan to read a mystery by an author I know. Nice. Great job. Always envious of people who can write. Not my forte, which is why I read. Still on the same chapter. I was an hour and 45-minute chapter. Oh, wow. I had one of those. I just read Memory of Light, the last book in the Wheel of Time series. Yeah. It was like 180 pages long. It's a long chapter. I'm also working on a new project and a new bullet journal here, the art journal of bullet journal. This one was a really cool one. But I thought I would put my magical readathon characters in here, and because I have 2 characters, so split the book into 4 sections because those 2 characters are both in different houses, and so I thought maybe I would, or different guilds. So I thought maybe I'd create 2 new characters at some point. We'll see. It's a little ambitious. So not sure. Wow, yeah. It's a great book, but that was a long chapter. 7% for you. Nice. That's great. Yeah. So let's see if I have any more camp stories. So let's see. My husband and I, when I was working there, he was kind of did some part-time work there for the camp because he had his full-time job. And then he was working a little bit. He helped with some of the janitorial stuff. And then we both did music for the campfire time, which was a lot of fun. So it was nice to kind of be able to share that with him. So I worked for my parents, but my husband got to work there too. So it was pretty fun. We also had camp names. So if you were staff, you got a camp name. If you were like a junior staff, you got names like Whispering Wind and Lizard and fun things like that, just random ones. But then if you were a full-time staff, like the camp counselors and above, you got other names. So like either in Greek or Hebrew. When we first started out, they were more Native American names. So my camp name was actually Navajo. And it took a while to figure out the origin of it. So it's Daithi, and it means hummingbird, because I am pretty much very scatterbrained, and I'm just like very, very squirrel oriented. And when I was digging into it to try and figure out how that came about, it was actually from the wind talkers from the war way back when. And when they had it in code, they named some of the different planes these different bird names, and Daithi was one of them. I thought that was pretty cool. And the name just kind of stuck. And then from then, after that, we ended up moving to more Greek and Hebrew names because we were a church camp. So that kind of fit a little better. But yeah, it was kind of fun. My husband's name was Dulon Cardia, which was a servant heart. Oh, yes, definitely. That was an amazing movie. If you have not watched that, I believe it's Nicolas Cage, but Wind Talker, such a good movie. Yeah. And just the difference it made in the war, too, was amazing. Yeah. So let's see. Last night we watched a very nostalgic movie. This was one of my favorite movies when it first came out, and that was Cutting Edge. And it's D.B. Sweeney and Moira Kelly. It was so good. Ice skater meets hockey player. Yeah, it was really fun. If you haven't watched that, it's fun. It's got some good one-liners in there. And watching it again and again, like, it's even more fun because you're anticipating, like, oh, that scene's coming up and you can't wait. It's very fun. Yeah, so what are some of the things that you guys have been watching? Anything exciting? Anything fun? I know this morning they were talking about a couple of different shows that I haven't actually watched. Apparently Stranger Things is coming out soon. Yes, you watch that all the time. Nice. Yeah, I'm definitely an 80s girl. I love Breakfast Club and Pretty in Pink, any Molly Ringwald movie, pretty much. And yeah, Brat Pack from the 80s. I'm actually going to be reading for one of the readathons that I'm doing, the year-long ones, like 52 book club, maybe. I think it's that one. But Andrew McCarthy has a book out called, it's a Brat story of the 80s. So that one would be kind of fun. Looking forward to giving that one a try. And my library actually has it. Oh, I just watched Goonies. We just watched that again. So you can do the Goonies movie tour in Astoria, Oregon. And there's actually, like, I don't know if there's a map. It seems like there's a map of all the different stops and things like that. And so we watched a couple that went and did that tour. And we're like, oh my gosh, we have to watch this movie again. It was so cool. They actually have the Jeep from the beginning of the movie, the getaway car, in the parking lot of the prison, what was the prison at the time. It's pretty cool. And it's kind of a little Goonies museum. It's really small building, but yeah, it's so much fun. Yeah, such a funny movie. I love Goonies. Willow is another one that's super fun. Yeah, I love the Val Kilmer movies. Yeah, I just wanted to go do that. Yeah. And I missed it. My sister used to live in Oregon, and I didn't even think of at the time to go do that. But yeah. Pretty fun. I love it. All right. So what are we at? It's just about it's heading on 2:30 here. Got a couple sprints done, and we got 3-ish more to go. Maybe we'll do a 45-minute sprint in there. Maybe not this time, but maybe next time, to kind of give a little bit more chunk and then end with another 30. I think that sounds like a plan. Willow was a childhood favorite. Love the Goonies, of course. Oh, you're in Oregon too. Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. And my sister ended up moving to Washington after Oregon, but she was more in the Seattle area. And then she moved many other places. My family moves a lot. We all like to move. It's strange, but yeah. Yeah, Oregon is beautiful, though. I've been to, let's see, I know I flew into Portland, but she didn't live in Portland. I think, was she in Salem? Somewhere in that area. But that was in the 90s. I don't think I've been there since, which is sad because Oregon is beautiful. Yeah. All right, so we'll go for another 30-minute sprint. So let me write this down. We'll do a 30, then a 45, and then a 30, and try and bust some books out. I got another, 19% of the way through. So that's pretty good. But I want to get a couple more chapters in this big guy done because I'm only that far in. So I still have a ways to go. Not that I'm expecting to finish this anytime in the next day or two, but we'll see. And if I do that, because it's an audiobook, I might be able to work on my journal a little bit. That'll be kind of fun. Yeah. See, I'm in Washington, about 2.5 hours from Astoria. Nice. So beautiful up there. Although, as an Arizona girl, I don't know if I can handle the humidity. I'm used to, like, we're in the kind of humid season right now, and for us, that's like between 30 and 60% humidity. Normal, we're like 6, 10, 12% humidity. Like, yeah. That's what I like. Anything above 30, I'm like, I'm out. Can't handle it. So it was interesting going through. I traveled for 2 years and went through basically the entire Midwest, from Michigan, Minnesota, the Dakotas, Wisconsin kind of area, all the way down to Louisiana, Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas kind of area, that whole middle chunk. And that lower half was humid. Beautiful though. Ooh, not much humidity here. Ooh, I like that. Okay. I like it. I know Georgia, it's pretty humid. Yeah, I was there I think it was a March or April, so it wasn't too bad. As long as it's kind of in the cooler. When you get to the heat, ooh, Texas, that was rough. It was, what was it, 104, and it was 90% humidity. That's rough. That's why, like, the whole, like, it's a dry heat, but it really does make a difference. It really does. But if you're not used to the dry, then your skin feels like tight and icky and stuff too. So I get both ways. Oh yeah, Texas. Texas has Texas is beautiful. I love Texas, but it has the heat and the humidity. It's rough. All right, let's go back to sprints. Let me share this again. There it is. I feel so rusty. It's been like 6 months since I've sprinted. All right. Ooh, computer's lagging. Good. Here we go. All right. 30 minutes. So see you then. All right. Let's see. Sound's still there. All right, how did everyone do? Let's see. What's happening? There I am. All right, so we got no reading this time, but got some cleaning done. That's always good. I need to do some of that as well. All right, you made it. Yay. Hi. Glad you're here. Made it to 21% distracted by a softball game. It happens. I'm not a huge sports person. I do like hockey and I do like some CrossFit, and we've got the Torian Pro going on right now in Australia. Just got in after a run, doing some writing. Nice. Are the Tennessee girls doing good, Shani? Oh, you're in Tennessee. Nice. Tennessee is really cool. One thing I did see, like Tennessee, Kentucky area that we don't have here in Arizona, is the shoulders of the roads. Now, this was again in the 90s, so it might not be the same now, but the shoulders of the road were the same width as an actual lane in the car. And there were signs every so many feet that or miles that said no stopping, standing, or parking. Thought that was interesting. Finished my first book and just started a new one, The Passengers. Nice. Oh, hey, I forgot you had sprints as well. I'm reading Emily Wilde 3 now. Ooh, I have Emily Wilde #1 on my list for June, so hopefully I can get to that. I have a very ambitious TBR. I am trying to do a book for all of the prompts in the Turquoise cabin, so I'm hoping. I do have a couple short ones, but also, you know, the big tome here. See, was able to get a couple pages while prepping dinner. Nice. Yeah, it's definitely dinner time for some of you guys. Angela, it's tied. Crap call just took place. I'm grr right now. Aw. Darn umpires. All right, so let's see. What else we got going on? What other states do we have? I know we have Oregon, Washington. We've got a Tennessee. I'm in Arizona. I hope you enjoy. I really like the cozy vibes of Emily Wilde. That's what I'm hoping for, is just the coziness and yeah, all the cozy vibes. So I did get through another chapter in this one, a chapter in a little bit, and then I made some more notes on how I want to set this up. So that was nice. Oh, Florida. Nice. I've been to Florida. I can never remember the town. All I know, it was 2019. I think it was 2019 that I was there. And it was somewhere along the west coast of Florida, kind of about halfway up. I can never remember the town. It was a tiny little town. Unfortunately, I went there to close down a building for, that branch of our office. And like 2 weeks later, this big hurricane came in and wiped out like half the town. It was so sad. I'm glad I got to see it before that happened, but it was sad. Yeah. Another Arizona girl. Nice. So I have lived from the top to bottom of Arizona. So when we first moved here from California, I lived in Page, which is on the border of Arizona and Utah. And it's gorgeous up there. The hottest it gets there, it does get hot. It's about 104 was the hottest it was when I was there. And we did get snow once there. And then from there, we moved to Mesa, which is down in the valley, which, the hot area that everybody knows about Arizona. And then from there, we moved up here to Prescott, which is the pine trees and national forest, and we get snow. Usually, sometimes it gets, I think probably about 104 is probably about the most I've had up here too, but that's not often. And then I lived in Tucson, which is down towards the bottom of Arizona. And then back up to Prescott. And it looked like I'm frozen. Am I frozen? Ooh, another Arizona girl. Awesome. Yeah. Then from Prescott, we moved down to Phoenix. I lived in downtown Phoenix for a few months, and then we got a house out in Avondale and lived in a couple places there. Yeah. And then back up here to Prescott. Love it here. I went to college in Flagstaff. So I've been quite a few different places here. Well, the girl didn't touch home plate as she crossed, and then they spent 10 minutes reviewing it to say they couldn't review it because of some appendix in the book. That's sad. I went through South Dakota, and they do not have restrooms to stop. Oh, no. I've been to South Dakota. We went to Crazy Horse, and I don't know if they're still calling it that, but that's what it was called when I was there. And then Mount Rushmore. That's the word. Mount Rushmore. It was beautiful. And actually, I was at a camp in there too. Arizona here. Look at all these Arizona girls. Yay. This is awesome. I love Arizona. I'm in Flagstaff. Love the weather in northern Arizona. It's just beautiful up here. Like, we get the amazing monsoons. You get the snow. Yeah. So nice. You can go from Phoenix, you go up to Prescott, it's about 10 to 20 degrees cooler. Well, we'll say 10-ish. Flagstaff, another 5 to 10 degrees cooler. And then if you go down to Tucson, it's another probably about 5 or 6 degrees cooler. It's not quite as warm. Phoenix is kind of the hot spot, and it gets cooler as you go north or south from it. I'm from California. I've lived in California, Oregon, now Washington. Nice. So I was born in California. Not always a fan of California, but I'm from the LA area, so I'm not a huge city girl. I like towns and smaller cities like Prescott. I'm in Phoenix. Nice. I'm all the way in Gold Canyon, which is by Superior. Nice. That's a nice area too. I have a family that live kind of on the more eastern edge of Arizona, like Show Low, Lakeside, Pine Top area, Payson, all beautiful. Yes, that stretch, no places to stop. Oof, that's rough. Although, of course, so Arizona has the Grand Canyon, which everybody knows about, and it is stunning. If you ever get a chance to stand like at either sunrise or sunset time and just stand and see the sunrise come up over the canyon, oh, it's just so beautiful. So beautiful. There's nothing like an Arizona sunset or a sunrise. Born and raised in California. Couldn't pay me to go live there again, but I'll always rep where I'm from. Yes, I 100% agree. And I haven't lived there since I was 6. But I have family there, and so we'd go back every year to visit family and things like that. And it was great to see family, but I was always glad to come home. I know areas around Punta Gorda near Tampa are affected by hurricanes a good bit. Yeah. And I know we have friends that live in the Tampa area now. And so, yeah, we were watching on Hurricane Watch this past season as well to make sure that they were okay. And they were, because they did get a hurricane that kind of went over the top of that area and hit them. Oh, you can hear my dog. There's a couple of neighbor dogs in the area that our dog loves to go out and like bark at, and the dog walking by likes to stop and wait for Walter to come out. It's like super cute. And yes, my dog's name is Walter. And then we have a couple other neighbor dogs that come by that don't like Walter, and Walter doesn't like them. So there's just a little barking match that goes on as they walk by. It's kind of fun. And then some of the neighbors like to watch him because the road kind of runs this way. And so Walter runs like one side of the yard to the next and runs back and forth. And so they make fun of him as like, come this way. Now come back this way. And then go back this way. It's just too cute. Very adorable. Anybody else have any dogs? Walter is a little pit bull, and he's adorable. He was sleeping in my chair back over here earlier, but you couldn't see him. I feel like I'm lagging again. Sorry. Internet issues lately. So I stayed in Sedona, and I agree with sunsets and sunrises in Arizona. Yeah, it's just stunning. Sedona is beautiful too, with the red rocks and oh yeah, so beautiful. We also have the petrified forest and the painted desert. Love it. All the doggy chaotic energy, yes. So cute. Oh, you had 10 dogs? That's awesome. I love dogs. They're so fun. Our dog before Walter was a rescue dog. So when I lived out at the camp, it was a 3-mile dirt road to get to the camp. And we just saw this dog running back and forth along the road for like 2 days. And so we finally stopped and got her to come into our truck and took her up to the camp, and ended up not having any tags. So it looked like somebody had just kind of dumped her in the forest and left her, which was really sad. But she was with us for 13 years, and she was a bloodhound, a Ridgeback mix. So that was a great dog. 10 dogs. Love it. All right, so let's see. We've got 45 minutes for this one. Do a little longer one. I know that some of you guys may need to hop out to make dinner, eat dinner, things like that. That's totally fine. Let's see. That is awesome. I have 2 and wish for more room and more dogs. Oh, I love it. I have 1 orange cat energy boy. Nice. I lost my pit last summer. Don't think I could get another dog at this point, so don't mind the barking. Oh, yeah. We never really wanted a pit bull, but my husband's cousin already had a pit bull, and they got a baby pit bull, which was Walter, and they just had a baby. But Walter is a little dog aggressive. He doesn't always play well with others. He's a little aggressive. So they didn't want the baby to be collateral, as the 2 dogs like roughed house pretty rough. And so they decided to gift Walter to us, which was great. And we're like, oh, a pit bull. Oh my gosh, those are the most snuggly, lovey dogs ever. Like if you are on the couch, he will be in your lap that whole time. Like he won't move. He's like, no, this is my space. Your lap is me. That's for me. I love pit bulls. I don't think I'd ever be able to get another type of dog again. It's not all bad, I promise. Nice. Yes. Oh, pitties. Yeah. They can be aggressive when needed, but they are just so sweet and lovable. And again, it is all about the training and what you want the dog to be. If you want the dog to be aggressive and that type of dog, then they will be in any breed, really. And if you want them to be loving and you're just like sweet on them, then yeah. So sweet. Love them. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and do another 45-minute sprint. And then we will end with a 30-minute one, and then we'll be done. Let's see if I can find my timer again. All right. My pit bull lives up to the history of a nanny dog. Yes. Yes. They're so amazing, such amazing dogs. I love them. They are so cute. All right, here we go. 45 minutes, and then we will chat some more. Hello, everyone. How did it go? Hopefully you made some progress in your books. I did pretty good. Got through another chapter or so. I'm really enjoying the Tad Williams reading it, and he does like great voices and accents and all that kind of stuff for all of the characters. It's very fun. And since he wrote the characters, he kind of knows what they're supposed to sound like and everything. It's very cool. 24%, and Tennessee girls won that game. Hopefully that was a good thing. Nice. Let's see, I did end in the middle of a chapter. I was going to switch books for the last one, but I might finish this chapter and then go back to Scales and Sensibility, because that one's hilarious. So you finally got my chapter finished and started another. Nice. That big, huge, long, hour-and-a-half chapter. Nice, Shani. So random question for y'all. When you listen to audiobooks, what kind of headphones do you like? So I used to have in-ear headphones, like the earbuds. And for some reason, my ears are like super tiny, and I'd be listening and it would just like pop out. It was really annoying. And I was trying to figure out some other headphones to get, and I was doing some research. Let's see. Not as much reading, but ate some dinner and swapped the laundry. Ooh, that's helpful though. Food is good. Doing laundry is always good too. And while I was doing some research, I found, I know Bose is always a really good brand. And I mainly use my headphones only for audiobooks. That's it. I don't use them to talk on the phone or any of that kind of thing. Let's see, I wear Beats, bigger ones, not the buds. Oh, so you wear the ones that go over your head like that. My problem with those is I feel like they squish my head. And then I get a headache. So I was kind of doing some research, and I found that Bose makes the open ear earbuds, the ones that go on the outside of your ears. And we were kind of saving up to get something fun with our Amazon rewards points. And see, yes. It depends. Headphones with noise canceling when mowing. Over the ear any other time. That's nice too. And are they the wire cordless ones? I assume. See, I understand. Yeah. Over the ear headphones are the only ones comfortable to me. I love my Sony ones. Nice. And they do make those. Oh, nice. So I tried some open ear earbuds, and they were just like, I just wanted to try like a cheap pair just to see how they fit, if it would be comfortable or whatever. Let's see. Yes, I can't have any in my ear either. Yeah, my ears are just so tiny, and they just like, it just pops out, and then it's on the floor, and then you're trying to pick it back up, and then you're lost where your audiobook was. It's just very annoying. So I tried those kind of cheap ones, and the Bluetooth connection was awful. Like it would cut out, and that was just as bad as having the earbud fall out. So I sent those back, and we had saved up some rewards points. So I decided to get the Bose open earbuds. So the ones that go just on the outside of the ear. And so far I am loving these. Love them. Now they're not great if you are in a really noisy environment and need to hear, because you won't. The noise will cover it, because they don't go in your ear, and they're not noise canceling at all. But so far I'm loving them. But I always like seeing what other people use as well, because I know Beats is a really good brand. So I used to work at Target. I've spent like 20 years in the hospitality and retail industry and movie theaters. Just another fun little tidbit. I had a bit of spaghetti and listened to a chapter of Emily Wilde. Nice. Ooh, pasta. Love pasta. So I was working at Target, and I would see all the different brands that would come in and out of that. It was very fun. Although I am happy not to be in retail anymore, and the whole Black Thursday used to be Friday stuff. So I would work the opening till like, I don't know, 2, 3, 5 in the morning, whatever it was. I think we'd go in at like 7 on Thanksgiving, and then we'd work like a 10-hour shift on that. Yeah. I don't miss retail. They look like they would be comfortable and not heavy. Yeah, they're not really heavy at all. So it's nice. And then I got this like little case that comes with it. Or that didn't come with it, it was extra. But just the case itself is nice and slimline. This is much thicker and bigger, but I feel more comfortable with this in my pocket. And it also has like a little clip that came on it. So far, so good. My husband ended up, he had to get new earbuds too. He ended up with AirPods. That's the word, AirPods. We're a very mixed family. Like half of our stuff is Mac, the other half is Android. So it's, yeah, makes life interesting. And it's always the other half of what our family has. Like they all have iPhones, but we have the Android phones, and they all have like PCs, and we have Macs. So, yeah, kind of fun. All right, so is everybody up for another 30-minute sprint before we head on out and enjoy the rest of our evening? I can't do AirPods, they fell out. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. There was, I do have these wired headphones, and they actually aren't bad, but it has this random type of ear on it. And I was trying to look for more of these, but I'm like, what do you call this? Like I couldn't figure out what to call it. But those ones actually stay in because it's mostly on the outside of your ear with just like this tiny little bit on the inside, where like a lot of the other ones, it's that big round circle that you got to try and shove in there. Yeah, but the wired doesn't work, especially with my phone, because they have no place to plug in. So yeah, that didn't work. The other thing I like about the Bose is that you can connect to more than one device at a time. So I can have it connected to my computer and my phone and just easily switch back and forth. So that's nice too. Yes, I'm actually going to focus this time. I like it. I did a little more work on my character journal here as well. I was listening to the audiobook, so that's nice. I feel like I'm getting productive. And my dog came in and decided he wanted zoomy time, so he was running all over the place, and he likes to jump up and push on you and like play, and so we had a little playtime too, and that was fun. Gotta love pets. All right, so let's go ahead. Let me see if I can get this back up. Still haven't really figured out the sound thing, but I don't want to do that while we're in the middle of doing sprints. So I will figure that out again for next time. So yeah, so I have sprints again on January, June 15th, and it's going to be at 12 p.m. Pacific or 3 p.m. Eastern time, just an FYI. And then on the 22nd is Kimberly's, I believe, at 8 a.m. Eastern again. And then on the 7th, so this Saturday, is Melanie Sprints on her channel. See, my ears are weird, and I swear one ear canal is smaller than the other. Yes, my right one is definitely smaller than my left. And then, of course, during allergy season, everything swells up too, so yeah. So yeah, either the over the ear or the open ear ones. I feel like that's the way to go. I feel like it's easier on your ears too, like your hearing. But I could be totally wrong on that. Could be making it up. All right, so let's go ahead and do another 30 minutes. And then we'll do another little chat and then enjoy our evening. All right, here we go. All right, we got our last sprint done. How did everybody do? So today, including this morning's sprints and this afternoon, I've gotten 22% of the way through Scales and Sensibility. And then 184 pages into the Dragon Bone Chair, so chapter 11. So making a fairly good progress anyway. Got that much done now. That was going to take me a while to finish, but it's nice to have something kind of cute and quirky that goes along with it, because that one's a little heavier. Although it's not as dark as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be more grimdark, I guess, but it's not. It's just more high fantasy. So I'm enjoying it. Let's see. 7 minutes left of chapter 6. Oh, should have gone for 7 more minutes. I made it to 32% of Emily Wild. Awesome. Oh, and you're welcome. So I had a lot of fun. I'm still a newbie at this sprinting. This is only the second one I've ever done on my own anyway. I've joined in other people's sprints, but it's fun. I'm hoping to continue the trend and keep going at least once a month, do some kind of sprints on my channel. And I was also thinking maybe June 30th, the last day of the month, maybe doing like that last ditch effort of sprints, because that would be kind of fun. And you are most welcome. It was great to get to know some of you a little bit. Some of you I've seen on my sprints before, the first time I had them, and some of you I think are somewhat new. So hello. And yeah, if you like bullet journaling and reading, especially fantasy. I'm mainly fantasy, but I do read a lot of other things. I read classics because my sister's an English lit major, so I kind of have some classics in there. And then I dip my toes into horror and thriller and mystery and do some nice contemporary here and there. 20% completed in Blood and Steel. Yeah, such a good book. I hope you enjoy it. It started a tad slow for me. It took me a little bit to get into it, but not too much. Like after the first couple chapters, I think I was getting into it a little bit more. And by the end, I didn't want it to stop. It was so good. All right. Yeah. So don't forget to check out Melanie and Kimberly's other sprints. So June 7th at 3 p.m. Eastern on Melanie's channel. And then the 15th at 3 p.m. Eastern on my channel. The 22nd is back with Kimberly on Whimsical Narratives, and that's at 8 a.m. Eastern. And then the live show on the 28th on Melanie's channel, that is 3 p.m. Eastern. And then the after party at 7 p.m. on Melanie's channel. And those are always a lot of fun. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening, and I hope to see you again soon. And oh, Blood and Steel was a great book. Oh, did you read that too? Yeah, so good. I got all my grandson old clothes and toys he doesn't use packed up. Thanks for the push. Oh, awesome. Now to do more reading in Valor. Oh, so good. I have, is that the Faithful and the Fallen John Gwynne Valor? I finished Ruin, and I think that was my first 5-star of the series. And then I have Wrath to read in June. So here's hoping. Yes. Nice. Yeah. Very excited. Although I'm not sure why I put this one and Wrath on my TBR at the same time, but you know, it's fine. I did just finish yesterday, right at the end of the day, from my May TBR of Empires and Dust by Ryan Cahill, the 4th book in the Bound the Broken series. If you like high epic fantasy, you got to check out Ryan Cahill and the Bound in the Broken series. So good. There's 4 books out and 3 novellas, I believe. 4 novellas, The Fall, The Ice, or The Exile on the Ice. So yeah, 3 novellas and 4 books so far. And he has 1 more novella and another book to go in the series. So good. So good. All right, so I will see you guys hopefully on the 15th. If not, maybe I will see you on the 7th on Melanie's channel or on Kimberly's sprints, because I will try and make it to all of them. So hopefully I will see you there. And thanks for sprinting with me. Bye.